Okay, how we doing? This is Mark from Technician, Diagnation. We're going to shoot a video today about using alarms and masks to capture an intermittent short to ground in a taillight circuit. Now, as you look at your schematic, take a snapshot of it. I'll key in on that. This is basically the 04 Honda Accord. It's right from actually service information. This is hand drawn, but in your illustration, what this is depicted is we would call this a sort of a harness layout, or where the harness is in the vehicle. If we saw it, not necessarily a wiring schematic, but our taillight wire from fuse 4, basically, as you can see there, that feeds the taillights and the front parking lights and the inner, the dashboard illumination, and the rear lights, the rear taillights and the rear license lights, and a bunch of other things. And basically, I've used this circuit in a video a few months ago, where I had a kind of a bunch of amp clamps, and I was kind of set a trap. I set the amp clamps at specific spots on this schematic. Nothing has changed. In this illustration, I'm just going to use one amp clamp. What we got is channel A on the scope, and we have the 20 amp test light hooked in place of the fuse, and we will turn the circuit on. We will simulate a very intermittent short to ground. As you can look at this illustration, you see the green numbers. We have 6 different spots where I will create shorts to ground. Now, if we were in the shop and encountered a situation like this, there's a myriad of good tools out there. There's Fox and Hound, there's sniffers, there's different ways. They're all good, but I just want to kind of use this way. If we were in this situation, we would and we had an intermittent fuse blowing in the taillight circuit. That circuit goes everywhere in the car. It goes to all 4 quadrants. It goes to the trunk. It goes to the engine compartment. Goes under the dashboard. Goes to the doors, the center console. We would flex and look and shake wiring until we got the thing to go to ground very intermittently, for a quick period of time, probably quicker than it would blow the fuse. But nonetheless, we're going to set the scope up with a mask and an alarm to sort of get us closer to finding a short to ground if we were in a situation like this. Heat and vibration cause harnesses to chafe, cause wiring insulation to get compromised, so as copper gets exposed and it rubs against another wire, rubs against ground, the frame, sharp brackets when it goes around bends, things like that to be mindful of when we're searching for a problem like this. In a case like this, it wouldn't be bad to maybe grab yourself and maybe another technician, and you set the alarm up and the mask, as I will show you, and you shake different areas of the car, bounce the car, you jostle cars, just to see for that brief moment in time that you can get the alarm to go off. And then whenever you find an area that sort of makes the alarm go, or exacerbates the alarm, or just kind of activates it for that period of time, you key in on that area. Then you cut the harness open with a tool and kind of look for that taillight wire that you've looked at on the schematic, and just keep keying on the specific area where the short could be. In this situation, obviously I've created 6 shorts. That's not a realistic situation. Obviously, that's very rare, but nonetheless, you never know. You could have more than one problem in a circuit. You know, if it's been cars that have been to the body shop, or it's experienced some maybe some rain or some water, and it's got into connectors, and or a wiring harness wasn't put back from a previous repair, things like that. So in this case, we'll get to the scope, and we will talk about, I will set a mask and an alarm. And here I go, and I just want to talk about one other thing. Here we go. We're going to go to the scope. We have the amp clamp on the circuit, on the headlamp. We're going to turn the headlights, the taillights on, and I will set the mask and the alarm. Okay, we should see our taillights. So the circuit's working properly now, and we know that we want to set the mask, and we're flowing about 4 amps, maybe 3 and change. That's the normal circuit. The taillights, the license lights, the instrument cluster lights, the front parking lights, things like that. So here we go. We're going to set a mask first, and this may take me, I may need a mulligan on this guy. Masks. We add mask. We're going to do it on the blue channel. Right here, mask of A. Right here, I hit generate. Then I hit generate, and then I hit OK. Okay, now we got we got our mask. This is the blue area. which if our in a short circuit, our current's going to go up. In an open circuit, our current's going to go down. I just want to make a point when we're looking for a problem. This can go either way. If we had a dead short to ground and we're flowing what our big test light draws, right, we would set the mask up like that. And once we lifted the short, then our current would drop and the current would flow through the circuit normally. So there's either way. There's so many ways you can use this technique. I mean, this is just one. So I mean, I'm gonna just demonstrate what a short to ground would look like. But it could work the other way of a short, where we were chronically dead shorted, and we had to find where that short is. But anyway, the mask is set. Now I will set the alarm, and we will test it. We will give it a little dry run to get it to kind of see what we want to go beep, beep, beep. Then we want to go capture. We want to go here. No, we don't want buffer, so I'm sorry, my bad. We want masks fail. We hit OK. And now we're going to test it. We've got to test it. I want to make sure I don't get any false positives or anything. And I'm going to actually open the circuit, and should see it go down. It'll go into the lower part of the mask. Okay, that's where the open would be. But in our case, we're looking for a short. But either way, we got the mask on the upper part of the circuit and the lower part of the circuit. Just let me open the circuit a second and see what happens. All right, you saw that. Okay, you heard the beep? I hope you heard the beep. Okay, that's good. Let me do it once more. Okay, you can hear that beep. That's the. I'm sorry. As you look back at your schematic on your illustration, you hope you took a snapshot. If you did not, just roll it back, take a snapshot of that. I've labeled something a microphone. Basically, the thing that's bleeping is a speaker. It is not a microphone. Nonetheless, just bear that in mind. It is a speaker hooked to the audio jack of the computer that the picoscope is hooked to with the USB cable. Nonetheless, okay. So basically, I'm going to go around now, and as you look at your schematic, I will create very intermittent shorts to ground in the 6 spots on your schematic. I'll start in the engine compartment. I move my way to the instrument cluster, the dashboard, to the back, and so just let me get on my bicycle now, and I'll start creating shorts. Okay, I'm at spot number 1 now. Here I am. We're at 1 now. Okay, you heard 1. Okay, I'm going in the car, and I'm going to create a short at the hazard switch. I'm going to shake some wiring around the dashboard area. Okay, I'm going to the rear of the car. Okay, all right, we got a little problem. We're crying wolf. Okay, our lights went out. Not bad, probably on a timer. Okay, just on a timer. I had the tail lights on. Nonetheless, because it's got a multiplex overriding it. So anyway, we're still rolling. I'm going to the back of the car. I got so much time to do this. Short to ground in the back. You've heard that. Okay. I'm going to spot number 1. I'm going to the right front of the car. You saw that. So we're kind of all over this harness to see where our short could be. I got one more spot. I got the floor loom. I'm going to spot number 4 on your illustration. I'm going to pull that to ground, shaking that harness. Okay, we can see now in this technique that we can use this to our advantage, and you could create a lot of sounds. You can use ringtones with the scope. I just use a default beep, but that's good enough for me. But anyway, we could see if we were in a situation like this where we just have 1 amp clamp and we're kind of jostling the wiring harness to see where our short could be. Once we got it to beep in a specific area, if we had somebody shaking the right rear harness on the trunk and he got it to beep, we would key in on, we would stop shaking in the front and the side or the cluster and key in on that area. Probably split the harness open, look at the, shake it more and kind of key in on where the short could be. Anyway, this is Mark signing off. All the best. technical technician from Diagnation, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching.